In this video, we are going to show how to use OffTask Alerts and the lock screen feature in GoGuardian Teacher. First, you'll need to log in to GoGuardian Teacher, and then you can start your class to access both of those features. So we'll need to have a class going, and then once we have students active, we can turn on OffTask Alerts. This is a really cool feature that lets you choose your class subject so that it will know when students are off task. This is powered by AI, and then you can set the sensitivity. So if it's set for moderate, which is the default, it will alert you if students are off task for more than 30 seconds. So if it's more sensitive, it will be less time, or you can give students more time before it's termed off task. So GoGuardian Teacher, based on the subject you choose, will determine if their activity is within that subject area or if it's off task for that subject. So here it shows in when you turn that on in the timelines, and then in the screens view, it will show you a yellow highlight around any student that is off task, and it will tell you in a bar below the screen who is off task and for how long. So now we have a student that is working on some science work while we are in English class. So we set our subject for English in OffTask Alerts, and so because they're working on a science project, they are going to show up as off task. Same with our second student. After about 30 seconds, GoGuardian Teacher will register that they're on YouTube, and even though they are watching an educational video, again, it is a science video, and so they will show up as off task as well. So that yellow highlight around the student is your off-task alert, and they will show up in that bar below the screen, and it will show you how long they have been off task. And then in the timelines view, it will show you off task as well. So now we have students back on task, and that yellow highlight goes away, and they are now no longer highlighted at the bottom. In the timelines view, you'll see it shows up yellow, same thing, and then it's that gray background when they are on task. So we now have students back on task, working on their graphic organizers, appropriate for English class. So for lock screens, when you open up a student, along the bottom, you have some options like opening a new tab or excluding a student from your class session, as well as taking a screenshot, and then you can also lock their device. So that means you can lock that screen and pause browsing for them. You can put a message in, which is optional, or just pause browsing. So when their device is locked, it will look like this on the teacher side, and on the student side, it will let them know that browsing is disabled. So this is what that looks like on the student side while their device is locked. And so you have the option to click that unlock device while you have the student opened, or from the full class view, you can just click unlock, and they're now able to continue browsing. You can click the three dots and lock student device as well. And so we'll type in a message here so you can see what that looks like. Lock devices, and on the student side, when there is a message, it will be visible below as a message from your teacher, and then they can read that message right there. And so you can also lock multiple students at once. So clicking on the checkbox next to student names, you can do a group of students or the whole class, and then a bar comes up at the bottom with options, and you can lock your whole class or multiple students at once. If you need to give directions, whole class, and then you can do the same thing to unlock their devices. So that is how you can pause browsing or lock devices for your students, as well as on off-task alerts to help keep students on track.